Hi, Assalamualaikum. We are group 4, and my name is Emanuela. Today we're going to present the use of plastic waste in bituminous pavement to reduce pavement distress. I'm going to start for the introduction. As we know, bitumen is any viscous or solid mixtures of hydrocarbon that occur naturally in asphalt, tar, mineral, waxes, which is used as road surfacing and roofing material. And it used by the asphalt industry for the construction of road and many more for the application. Besides, pavement distress is described as the indication of unfavorable pavement performance and shows the sign of potential failure. Fatigue breaking, bleeding, corrugation, shoving, block cracking, and depression are the classification of pavement distress. We move for the productivity and efficiency of transportation infrastructure. Assets notably depends on the structural and functional performance of pavement networks, including highways, airports, and ports. One of the most effective approaches for the construction of sustainable pavement is the use of waste material such as plastic waste, and the durability of plastic is high and it degrades very slowly, so it has a high resistance to degradation. Objective for this study has three, which is to identify the cause of road pavement distress, to design the flexible pavement with a sustainable method, and last but not least, to demonstrate the use of plastic waste in flexible pavement construction.
My name is Because of the study, the plastic waste is dumped on land that creates environmental problem, but now we can use and reduce them. It also can reduce the quantity of bitumen and the cost of construction by adding plastics. The plastic blended bitumen has more durability than ordinary bitumen that make good quality, durable, environmental friendly, and economical goods. It solves many problems of mankind as the blend of plastic and bitumen are used for laying of flexible pavement. The site plan for our project was located along Jalan Binjai near Kuala Lumpur Convention Centre. The road appears to have deep potholes and cracks as shown in figure below. These unrepaired potholes have been the cause of death for many road users, especially the motorcyclists. It may cause by heavy traffic, poor drainage, and bad weather at that area. Okay, our organization chart. Project manager is Lim Menchin, site manager Muhammad Nafitri bin Hamzah, safety supervisor Nur Atika binti Muhammad Tijah, engineer Nur Azul binti Zulkifli, site supervisor Imanul Alia binti Mat Anan, and the last one subcontractor site supervisor Nur Atika binti Muhammad Tijah.
Good morning to all lecturers. My name is Lim Mei Chen. Now I will present the details of the proposed idea in our project. Firstly, is the advantage of using of bituminous mix with plastic waste in flexible pavement construction. The pavement can have less wear and tear of vehicle, and it can have better resistance to the scarcity of rainwater and water. It can also prevent from the formation of pothole, crack, abrasion, and weathering. And the use of plastic waste can improve the load-bearing capacity and skid resistance of the pavement. It can also lower the maintenance costs. The plastic waste in flexible pavement are able to increase the binding and enhance combination bonding with bitumens, and it can have more durability and tend to reduce the cost of loop construction. And lastly, there is no effect of UV radiation in the pavement. And next, I'll present the material and machinery that used in this construction process. Firstly, the aggregates. The aggregates play an important role and it must reach the JKL standard in this process. Second, the bitumens. Bitumens act as a binding agent which bind to aggregates to produce a strong mixture. And the waste plastic, which is LDPE, HDPE, PET, and polystyrene, are used in this construction process. PVC is not recommended to use in the process because it will release later level of dioxin. And the machinery that used in this construction process is root cleaning equipment. It can sweep the surface of pavement by a power broom and strong air compressor to eliminate the dirt and the dust on the loose surface. And secondly, the mixing plants. It can help in production of bituminous mix and plastic waste. And the tip truck can transport the mix to construction sites. And the roller can compact all layers of bituminous mix of the pavement. And lastly, the asphalt paver can lay in the bituminous mix on the road surface. Next, I will present the construction process in our proposed solution. The first one is the basic process that involving the segregation process of plastic waste, which we will need to obtain the plastic from different sources, and the cleaning process of plastic waste to clean up and dry the plastic. And next, the shredding process of plastic waste to shred and slice plastic into small pieces. And lastly, the process of collection, which the plastic retaining at 2.36 millimeter was collected. And besides, we have the dry process. The dry process is a simple process that without any new machinery. Firstly, the aggregate will heated to 170 degrees Celsius in mini hot mix plant and moved to the mixing chamber. And next, the shredding plastic will pour into the mixing chamber in equal proportion, and it will form the plastic coated aggregate, which the aggregate will get caught of the plastic. And to prevent the poor bonding, the bitumen will heat up to 160 degrees Celsius and pour into the mixing chamber, and it will form the plastic coated aggregate bitumen mixture. And lastly, the load will lay in at 120 degrees Celsius. Other alternative process of dry process is the wet process. The wet process is involving the waste plastic is directly added into the reactor with the bitumens, and they are heated up to 117 degrees Celsius, and the mix is effectively stirred up and the polymer waste bitumen blend is formed. And the hot mix is cooler to 120 degrees Celsius and lastly lay on the load at 120 degrees Celsius. Now I will pass my part to my member.
Assalamualaikum, my name is Muhammad Nafitri bin Hamzah. So I will present about the materials and the method. So for the polymer that has been used for the modification in this test is low density polyethylene LDPE. Generally, this polymer are waste plastic that has been collected from the household in the community. When we move to the preparation for the materials, first the plastic needed to be shredded into fine pieces because it will use as an additive with heated acetate bitumen in different proportion. After that, the raw bitumen was first heated up to temperature of 160 to 170 degree of Celsius. Then the shredded pieces of the modifier will be added slowly into the hot bitumen and the mixture will be stirred manually for about 35 minutes. Other than that, the temperature also need to be constant. Then we move to the methods. So here there are three method tests that has been stated. The first one is the penetration test. So this test is conducted using the penetrometer according to ASTM D5. Generally, the penetration test measures the hardness and or softness of bitumen by measuring the depth in tenth of a millimeter to which a standard loaded needle will penetrate vertically in 5 seconds. So here in this test, the greater value of penetration will indicate softer consistency. So from this test, the softer bitumen will have a higher penetration while harder bitumen will have a lower penetration. Then we move to the second test, which is softening point test. Basically, the softening point is used in the classification of bitumen and is indicative of the tendency of the material to flow at elevated temperatures encountered in service. So, the softening point is determined by the use of the ring and ball apparatus according to ASTM D36-95. So, from this test, we will get higher softening point indicates lower temperature susceptibility is preferred in warm climate. So, the softening points were determined for the modified bitumen in their various proportion, and the result will be tabulated. And for the last test that has been included is viscosity test. So, the viscosity is defined as the ratio between the applied shear stress and induced shear rate of a fluid. So, this viscosity test is used to measure the consistency of bitumen at some specific temperature, and it has been used to designate the grade of the bitumen. So the result is the lower the viscosity of bitumen, the faster the bitumen will flow under the same stress. Here there are two type of viscosity test, which is first one is kinematic viscosity test, and the number two is the absolute viscosity test. The kinematic viscosity test is used to measure the ability of the modified bitumen to resist flow at a high temperature, while the absolute viscosity test is used to measure the ability of the modified bitumen to resist flow at a lower temperature of 60 degrees Celsius. Then finally, all the result that has been gained from the test will be referred to the standard specification for viscosity graded asphalt cement for use in pavement construction. That's all from me. Thank you.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. My name is Nur Atika binti Muhammad Tijar, and I will end our presentation with conclusion. In conclusion, this project helped us to understand better about the use of plastic waste in flexible pavement construction. The plastic mixed with bitumen and aggregate is used for the best performance on the pavements. The polymer coated on aggregates can reduce the voids and moisture absorption. The conventional asphalt for flexible pavement is losing its luster due to its short lifespan, which has led to higher pavement maintenance costs to our country. Thus, plastic pavement is a beneficial innovation as it can save money because plastic is recyclable and can be reused in pavement construction. Hence, it is a good cost effectiveness that can bring beneficial to society and country. Besides, the plastic pavement is a practical innovation as it can withstand heavy traffic and more durable than flexible pavement. The use of plastic mix decreases the bitumen content by 10% and improves the pavement strength and performance. This technology also eco-friendly as it can reduce the disposal of plastic waste in Malaysia. Lastly, this project should be conducted further in the future as the plastic pavement is the next generation of sustainable infrastructure.